Hi, I'm Nattie The Handful Lady. Today we're going to make a fire table with a fire pit in the middle. You know, the cool tables that you can see all over Orange County. It's nice to sit around the fire table during the winter, during those cool nights, even some summer cool nights if you live up in the mountains and it's cold at night. You can always sit around the fire table. It's really, really nice. It's really fun with all those friends around with some wine, some cheese, maybe some cold cuts. It's really fun. Let's go ahead and get started with building it. So what you're going to need for this project is Waferhead self-drilling screws. You want to have protective goggles. You can have a knife. You want to have screws for the wood. You're going to have a saw, some kind of saw. We're going to have steel stud cutters, scissors. We need some silicone. We have a level, rubber hammer. We're going to want your measuring tape, some grease there, some masking tape, a power screwdriver. You want to have buckets for the cement mix. Then you're going to have the pit burner set, the fire pit burner set. You buy it online. You have all kinds of different companies. I chose Stan Broil because apparently they are very good. You can see it's a kit. You get everything with it. You get the burner, you get the gas pipe, you get the valve, the starter valve, and then you're also going to need some drywall. I chose the blue one because it's the strongest one. It's also for outdoor. You're going to need the steel net or rods. You're going to need some steel studs. You want cement. And you're going to want your wood here. Now, I pre-cut the wood at the carpenter's. Paid just paid like $20 to get it cut. Wood with the cut was $20. Not very much. Very easy. Very exact with this professional table. First things first, safety. Safety above all. We're going to put my hair back into a ponytail because I can't work with this kind of hair. It's kind of curly, frizzy and stuff, but we want it back so it will stay nice. There we go. Don't forget to put your gloves on. Safety gloves. Safety comes first. First of all, safety. There we go. And now we're ready. You're going to want to make sure that your table is leveled. Whatever kind of countertop or whatever kind of top you're going to work on, you want to make sure it's leveled. We're going to take our level. We're going to put it down and make sure it's leveled. So make sure, there we go, it's perfect. The little bubble is right in the middle. I'll show you. There you can see my table is leveled. The bubble is right in the middle. So what are the measurements of the table that you're going to make, right? How do you know what size you want to make it? It all depends on what kit you bought. Depends on the kit, okay? This kit, the one that I bought, is almost 27 inches by 10 and a half. Let's make it 11 inches. It's almost 27 by 11 inches. I want to make sure that we have a plate. We have enough room to put a plate on the edges. It's not very fun when you want to eat something and you don't have anywhere to place your plate. You can put a glass of wine. Most fire tables don't have enough room for a plate. So we're going to make sure, I'm going to make sure that my table has enough room for the plate, so when we split my friends around it, it'll be nice and fun and convenient. When you build something and you plan something, you want convenience as well as pretty. So the measurements of my table, according to those calculations, are going to be 51 inches, now neighbors, by 31 and a half inches. That makes just enough space for a plate that would be by the diameter of about 9 inches, which is enough. Even if a little bit of the edges on the side, that's fine, but you can still put it down. Now we're going to need to find the center of the table. So we know where to center the pit for the fire pit, the hole for the fire pit. How do you find the center of the table? First of all, take your measuring tape and measure from edge to edge on the edge where the center is. Now if this is 31.5 inches and you don't know how to calculate in your head 31.5, just go ahead, take a calculator, do 31.5 divided by 2. That's how you get the middle. Divided by 2, 31.5 is going to be 15 and 7 3/4. 15 and 3/4 is going to be right there. Then, once we have the center of the edge, we're going to do the lengthwise. Same thing. Where is the center? But we're going to go by the center of the edge. So like I said before, previously, my table is 51.25 inches. So that if I want to center calculate that, it's going to be 51.25 divided by 2. So it's going to be 25.5 So it's going to be 25 5/8 of inches, which is going to be right there. Okay, make the X, like I showed, and there you go. And then you have the center. Let me show you. So you take measurements, make sure that you take into account the width of the plywood. Okay, just make sure you do that, because if I want my table to be 2 inches wide and my plywood is 3/4 inch, then I'm going to have to make this piece 2 3/4 inch just for the part of the depth. Don't forget to take that in account when you cut. Now let's start screwing these together. Okay, let's start screwing. You don't want the cement to push it all out. Cement is a very, very strong compound, and you don't want it to push the sides away and then just pull out. So I put about 9 screws on each side. That way I make sure that's really, really strong. Lost my screw. Lucky me, I have more. I'm gonna have to change the bit because it's not working well. So I'll be right back with a new bit. Little pressure, and you can see that this steel is not the right weight. So there we go. Now it's gonna be better. That's good. So the hole in the middle, I wanted to make it slightly larger than the inner part of your kit. So you have the edges here and you have the inner part. You want the edge to sit on the table and you want the inner part to be inside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this down here and we're just going to put these in just like that. Sugar good. There we go. Now this is perfect. It comes out and it sits in. Now if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but the hole is going to be as the outer part, okay? So as long as the edges are over, it's fine, but I'm going to push them a little bit in right after I take this out. Okay, so I put my box together. I haven't centered it yet. I'm going to check the measurements here. The inside part should measure here. This is 8.5 inches, which is perfect because that gives me a little extra so that will fall in easily. And then this one here is 21 inches, which is also perfect because the length on my kit is 24 inches. So that gives me a little extra space. So what we're going to do now, we're going to screw these together just like we did on the outside frame. any kind of dust. So you want to blow it. Now, what I'm going to do, all over the edges, I'm going to seal them. I'm gonna wipe off any leftovers. Just make sure, you know, just like when you make a cake. Goggles, do not forget the goggles. Okay, so I put in 2 buckets of the cement in. Now I'm gonna put the net in. Okay, that was intense, really intense. Hard work, fast working, but I did it. So now what we have to do is bang on the sides with this rubber hammer to make sure that there are no air bubbles inside, and that will just bang it all out, and it will also level it up. Now we're going to build the structure for the tabletop. The tabletop has to sit on some kind of structure form. I chose steel studs. I find them strong enough. You can also use building blocks. You can also use wood, but I prefer the steel studs. Bend this a little bit in so this could fold on. Perfect. 90 degrees. Stud was long enough, 3 sides. 4th side I need to cut off from a different stud. That's what I did right there. I'm going to squeeze in here, squeezing technique, and squeeze in here. So they will all go in. That's what screw. Okay? Screw in. This is the frame. Okay? Nicely connected. Now what we're going to do is we are going to connect more studs in between here to make it extra sturdy. That I have everything screwed here. Okay, everything's screwed and tidy. Now we're going to go ahead and put another one of these studs on top of here, so that we'll be able to put the other studs in. Now usually you don't use the studs for this, but like I said before, I want this to be so strong that the studs are much, much stronger, so we're going to use the studs now. There we go. Nothing's touching it. Nothing. Notice that I put the container next to the door. It will be easier for me to pull it out when I need to. Okay. So now we want to put the studs in the middle. First of all, just want to tell you that before you connect this part, you're going to want to finish connecting all the screws on the other one, because these block here. How do you put the middle stud now? I showed you how we'll fold it. You cut, fold, then you want to put the middle stud in, right? So you're going to cut the right size, and then you're going to put it on the narrow side, and then you're going to stand and turn. Then you're going to bang it into place. Hi, Anna. Making too much noise. Can you move from the camera, please, Anna? Okay. Hi, Nala. Nala's here too. Hi, Nala. Okay, can I explain now, please? When you have the right kind of screw and you have the right fit, it's going to go really fast. Don't screw all the studs until you put them all in. Coffee break. Hamantaschen. Poppy seed hamantaschen. Subscribe to see my video on how to make these. The best ones you've ever had. So buttery, they're melting enough. Delicious. Sometimes you're going to want to put an extension onto your power drill, because if I have no extension, it doesn't always reach the head, won't let me reach inside. But if I put the extension on, there you go. Easy peasy. Just like that. And then it's really good. There we go. Got it. When you set this down, make sure you put it in the correct way. You're going to put it this way because you want the stud to sit in. If you put it like this, it's going to be too free. Okay, make sure when you put the stud, you're going to go this way so the stud will sit in like this. Okay, not like this. This is not good. You want it to be tight. So like this way. Now for the drywall. I chose blue drywall, which is for outdoor weather. It's very sturdy and strong. It's a little heavier than regular drywall, but this is the one I prefer because this table is going to be outside. And then the height you're going to do it is according to your desire. My table turned out to be 19 inches tall without the wheels, and I want this to cover the wheels just a little bit. So my drywall is a little over 19 inches. It's about 20 inches. This is the Waferhead self-drilling screw. This is for the studs. This is a drywall screw. Notice the head is flat. Head is flat. Because when you put the drywall on, you want it to be leveled with the drywall. Okay? This head is not flat. Flat head, not. Longer screw, shorter screw. Bigger head, flatter head. Once again, make sure it's level because the cable is going to be on this. Be careful here, try to keep it leveled. It's okay if you screwed it in a little too far. You're going to have a little hole, but that's not too bad. It's okay, especially since we're going to cover this with tile. But if you go too far, you just miss the board. The screw will just goes right into the stud and miss the board, won't hold it. So you always do it a little slowly. You're always going to put it in slowly, slowly. Then you can feel you reach the stud, but you see the board going up a little bit. You give it a little press, and you see I missed it. Laughing a little bit. Before I cut, I'm going to put the last piece of drywall right here, and then we'll cut it a little bit right. Welcome to use drywall on stock. I like this method better. It's much more. We're going to use this one for the door. Feel free to comment. Any questions, you can also email me at thisismebeingtrue@gmail.com. Now, once it's leveled, you take the other side and you make all kinds of creative shapes. Very lightly. Don't scrape too much material off. There's going to be a corner here, and this is a small corner. So I want to keep this corner longer. So I'm going to put the tile on this side. I'm going to start with leveled so that this side could go over. So if it's going to be like this, it has to be, there we go, just like that. And there we go. I'm not going to put it exactly under. You want it to look like bricks, but I'm not going to put it either only in the middle. If I put it in the middle, I have a line run through all the way down. I don't want that. I'm gonna do it randomly, about a third over, a fourth over. Every time it's gonna be a little different. Now, once again, not under, not over here, or else we'll be, if they start from the same area every time, we're gonna have a line through. I don't want that. I'm gonna start a little over in there. At the end, we'll fill up the edges. Last piece! Last piece! Last piece, last piece, last piece, last piece. I don't believe it, it's the last piece. I've worked 4 hours today on this part. Don't believe all those videos that all the handymen are clean and tidy. I'm the handy lady. Look at me. End of the day, this is how you're going to look. Don't think you're gonna be nice and tidy. Your hands are gonna be dirty. Your face is gonna look like this. Your hair is gonna be frizzy. This is how you're going to look at the end of the day. But I had fun. Last piece, last piece. I'm done. Last piece. Let's unscrew the cast to see what came out. Come on, let's go do it. Don't forget to subscribe. Wow. Ready? Excited. Not bad. I mean, we could have no bubbles if you really wanted to, but it's just pretty good. It's nice, it's pretty good. It gives it the same look that goes with the tile that I chose. So it's gonna look really good. I just have to let it dry one more day because you see it's still a little damp, but it's hard already. So, okay, so here's a funny story. I forgot to leave an area for the whole device, for the gas device. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 pieces of tile off and cut through the drywall and just stick it in. But this is what happens when you don't go according to what you drew and sketched. You see, I sketched an area for this device, but I forgot to look at the sketches while I was building. So I guess I should next time just follow the plan. Well, in Hebrew you call it a fadicha, but that's okay. I'll just fix it. I made the hole. Put another stud over here so that we'll be able to sit on it and have extra support. And I'll just go ahead and fill this up later on. not a problem. Just one tile fell off and a little tiny piece here and a tiny piece here, and that's it. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, connecting the gas. The drop-in tray will be connected at the end. Then we have the air gas valve. We have a hose. And here's another one. Now here's the thing. I bought the one that has a battery enabled ignition. So I just put a battery in there, a AAA battery. There we go. And just go ahead and stick it in. And you can hear, there we go. Did you hear that? Working. I'm not working. We have the gas in, gas out. So you have to notice which pipe you're connecting to where. This part to be connected to the gas container, and the other end to the valve. So what I'm going to do now, since we have to put the table on the structure and then put this inside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first connect this. Then we're going to put the tabletop on top and connect these. That's what we're going to do here. This has to go into the drop-in tray. And then we'll connect the other end to the valve. Now, when you plan the valve part, you want to make sure that you have an option to reach the screws, and you also want to be able to insert the pipes in a way, the hoses in a way that will be comfortable. So I made sure that I have the openings inside the studs here. If you do not, you can always drill some. Okay, right there. That way I'm sure that the hose will go out really easily, really nicely and smoothly without having to fold it, and then we'll have just too much gas pressure. Here we go. I'm so happy. It came out perfect. Perfect. Couldn't ask for a better cast. I am so happy. Amazing. I'll show you.